Skye Squad, what's going on? We are back in the building. Yes. Let me tell y'all something. I'm so excited. I got to slide the mic over. I'm so excited to be back with y'all. Let me send a message to the texting community to let them know we is live up in this piece. Okay? We is live up in this piece. All my people, where y'all at? Where y'all watching from? Let a brother know. You know what? Y'all know I want to know. Y'all know I want to know where you're watching from. Okay? I'm so in love with y'all. I am so in love with y'all. I am so in mother freaking love with y'all. Let me tell y'all that. Okay? We got all of our favorites in the house. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate it. I love seeing where you guys are from. It's just amazing that we can all connect like this from all different places. So we got to talk about some things today. We got to talk about, got some bad news for OG. Now, it could be bad news based on how you perceive it, you know. But it looks like the Nia and Nia Dorsey, the twins, they're not twins, they sisters, but they look like twins to me, okay? They are biting back at that good OG. So OG's gonna have some issues on the next coming episode. And I didn't really get a chance to discuss this yesterday because, you know, we had such an intense discussion about everything else. We didn't really get a chance to touch on what's about to happen next week, okay? So we got to talk about those things, both of those sisters respectively, okay? And then we got to also get into a discussion about whether or not your girl Marlo Hampton is doing Kenya Moore's dirty work, okay? This is what I want to know, okay? I want to know, do y'all think that Marlo is doing Kenya's dirty work? Let me know in the chatterization. Let me know in the chatterization. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know. Let me know, okay? All right. So let's get into the thing. Obviously, guys, listen, you know, when we go live, we actually get a chance to go live on YouTube and Facebook. I know a lot of you guys are watching from YouTube, and I appreciate it. But, you know, if you happen to be on Facebook, definitely follow me on Facebook. It's simply just at DJ Richie Skye. So you guys can watch from both places because it's live at the same time. And also text me. I send you guys text messages to let you guys know exactly when a new video is about to drop. If you want to be a part of the texting community, I do not overwhelm you guys with text messages. I just let you know the basics and the need to know information. Okay? Now let's go ahead and get into the thing. All right, first things first, we're going to be discussing Nia Dorsey, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys happen to catch the preview clip at the end of the episode. In the chatterization, let me know. Let me know if you guys happen to catch that clip at the end of the episode. Because we got to talk about it. Now, if you guys go over to our friends over at the reality TV source, you guys can scroll down and you guys can actually watch the clip, you know, here. I won't post it here on YouTube, but I'll actually just show you this visual because the visual is really more of what I'm talking about. And when I was watching, so I was watching the episode on YouTube TV, and I had to watch it yesterday versus Tuesday night. And when I watched it via YouTube TV, it kind of cut out this part of the preview. And so I didn't even see this part of the preview for next week's episode. So let me give you guys the backdrop. So in next week's episode, you know, OG is seen telling Jackie, Malaysia, and Kristen that there is a colorism group issue amongst the group, as we all know. But she basically mentions that it involves everyone. So, you know, Jackie is taking offense to it like, me too? Oh, no. Okay. So there's that. But in the next clip, you see that OG and Nia are having a back and forth conversation. Okay. And in this conversation, all right, we get OG telling Nia, something to the effect of, you need to let me finish. And if you don't let me finish, then I'm going to finish you. Now, I don't know the context of what happened prior to or what was said prior to, but it's the if you don't let me finish, I'm gonna finish you. So there's that. All right. And so shockingly, the Noria sister says, well, finish me then. Well, finish me then. Okay. Whew. It looks like something's about to go down next week. Now, the question is, do you think that, I mean, the way the trailer made it seem as though, and based on what she said, it kind of seemed like OG was doing a little bit much for the situation, the I'm going to finish you part, because typically we don't get to that level of like, bout it, unless, you know, we in somebody else's face or somebody's in our face. And they were still sitting down. So I don't know, because I ain't seen what led up to that. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt in this moment. But it did seem like teen too much in that moment. Especially because the sisters just kind of came in. Now, I would like to know the specifics of how they came in, because as we saw, OG had basically said she had had conversations with them before they showed up in the house. So I need to know all of the tea. I need to get it all, okay? I need to get it all before I make a judgment. But it's interesting that Noria is like, you know, finish me, do it. Come on, girl, what you got? Okay, so I'm interested in seeing that, you know, what happens there. Do you think that OG is going to get up out of that seat? Okay. Do you think that OG is going to get up out of that seat? That's the question. Yes or no? Do you think, based on what we see here, and again, we speculating. I know, but that's what we do. And it's all in fun. You know, it's all in fun. You know, when we do these recaps, you know, I want us to be able to do it from the spirit of fun and speculation and having a good time. It's entertainment at the end of the day. But, you know, I think, you know, we are invested and we want to know what's going to go on. So I want to know, you know. Okay. All right. I see what y'all saying. Somebody said, of course. Antoinette says she's an aggressive talker. Ooh. Now that's something. Okay. Because I think there is a difference between somebody who's been physically aggressive, and to this point, OG has not. She's not been physically aggressive at all. But she has used speech that could be deemed as, you know, aggressive. The finish you part was probably the part that, you know, people might feel like is aggressive. But again, I need to see the context of what led up to that situation before we make a judgment. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's move right on along, because the sisters aren't done. Okay. We got more to talk about with the sisters. Let's go ahead and get into what Miss Nia had to say. Okay. Now, we're going to go on over to our friends over at the BBWT Inc. Okay. Follow them on Instagram for all of your basketball wives tea information. Y'all know, for me, I loves to shout out my people. These are actually still posted to Noria's IG. If you guys want to go follow her, it's Nia Dorsey. But I felt like, I liked how BBWT Inc. had condensed these into the most relevant ones. Thank you so much, boo. But also, any opportunity I get to promote my people, y'all know I'm going to do it. Okay. So there we have that. Now, this is what your girl Nia had to say when she was doing some engagement with her followers on Instagram. Okay. So she asked, you know, so what'd y'all think about last night's episode of Basketball Wives? Now, on the top left corner, someone wrote, told you y'all wasn't feeling OG. She says we was at first. Ooh, okay. but she consistently was being rude to me and my sister for no reason, shaking my head, and they didn't show all of it. Okay. Now, we again always look at these situations with our third eye, because we have to recognize that everybody can say something was edited out, and we would potentially never know what was real or not. But I like to go on the strength of thinking that, everybody has their perspective, and there's always three sides to every story. So we'll just go ahead and believe them. Okay. The person under that says, thank God people seeing OG's true colors. And she puts the sipping tea or teapot, teacup emoji. Okay. Now then someone says, what OG did to you was wrong. You were not coming from a bad place, but I hope she realizes and apologize. And so Nia responds and says, we weren't. I even told Jackie to squash it with Malaysia and how much she loved that girl. So we just wanted to have fun and peace. And the thing about this is that Jackie might be a little bit more open to someone new coming in, because these are Jackie's friends. Okay. And giving her advice on the subject, but potentially because of the nature of and the severity of the situation with OG and the rest of the ladies, that's not something that OG would have appreciated. Okay. Zariah. So here's the thing. And what I want to mention is this, we've been holding them accountable. We've been holding Evelyn and Shawnee accountable. We have definitely talked about the favoritism. We've talked about the, race comments that Evelyn has made and how she needs to be held accountable. But right now, we also have to give the other perspective of the other cast members who are on the show as well. And it's not to OG's detriment. This is just looking at all the players and seeing what they're saying. That's basically it. Okay. So that I don't want to, I've seen a lot of comments like that. But I just also have to say that, we got to also talk about other people. Okay. Now, thank you. Somebody said it best. We're speaking on OG's actions with the sisters. That's the topic right now. So we're not dismissing those other things. I just want people to know that. But we got to also talk about the other situations that are going on as well. Okay. All right. Now, so another person says, I wish you and OG could have been cool. You're both beautiful brown women with strong conviction. Okay. And Nia says it was supposed to be that way. And that was the way and was that way at first. But I got blindsided and it hurt my feelings because I was going to ride for her. I wonder what the blindsided part was. And, when she says I was going to ride for her, that gives me also an indication that they knew each other before they got into the house as well. So there's something to whatever it is that OG is going to be saying next week. There does seem to be some validity to that. So we gotta, I'm really interested to see what that's about and how that's going to play out on the scene next week. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how things go, with the sisters and with OG. It's not looking like the rest of the cast is going to be rallying around OG for much longer. I do feel like, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see how things play out next week, because the way it looks on the show right now, it looks as though OG is alienating, all of the women in her house, in addition to the women in the other house. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I'm interested. I'm kind of I do feel like they're kind of unraveling the pieces like a nice little puzzle. So I'm interested in that. But that's all the energy that we got to give to that situation for right now, because I got to move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're talking about Real Housewives of the Atlanta. Y'all ready to switch gears real quick? Let's go ahead and do it. Before we go, Allie, thank you for the super chat. Who says, my thing is, if she's that unhappy with all and has all of these issues with people, why stay on the show? I don't understand. She's the common denominator. Probably contract issues. Probably she had to fulfill the terms of the contract. You know, I know that it was one point at some point in time, she said something like, I'm only here so I don't get fined or something like that. That when people were asking why she was coming back. So it could have something to do with that. I mean, you know, before we move on, let me ask y'all a question. Should the women continue to try to address that specific issue with her, or should they just move on to something else and try a different approach with her? Maybe just try to have fun with her or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I was trying to think about what I would do if I was in that situation. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't even know what I'll do. But again, we're going to wait till next week to figure that out. Now, we got to talk about something else. All right, let's bring it on over. Here is the headline, okay, from the after show from BravoTV.com. I'm not going to play the clip again because it does not belong to me, okay? But what I can do is I can show you this title right here, and I can give you guys the breakdown of what was said, okay? So in this after show clip right here, we have, you know, Drew, Sidora, Shamia, and Porsha talking about how when the ladies were at the, you know, the pumpkin patch, okay, the little Ponderosa at the pumpkin patch, and, you know, Marlo is real intent on finding out who done slept with the Bolo, okay? And so for me, I even said this, I think, in my review. I didn't quite understand Marlo's stance on that, because even if I felt like if she was really cool with Porsha like that, for me, I kind of feel like if you, my friend, and maybe we not even close friends, but we cool and we've been cool, you know, for me, I'm not going to keep asking who did what with whom, because really I'm a ride for my friend. The same way like Shamia's riding for her, the same way that, you know, Drew seems to be riding for Porsha, the same way even Kandi to a certain degree, except for when she was with Don Juan. And so for me, I kind of feel like, you know, the moment that Marlo made up with Kenya, which I felt like was a good thing, I kind of felt like Marlo then started to get on the who was in the room with Bolo train. You know what I'm saying? When she had not really been doing much else earlier this season anyway. So I'm like, why so interested at this point? It didn't make any sense to me. Toya Taylor says, my issues, I think OG's issue is everyone on the cast talking about her about this issue, except for the people who actually are the problems, Evelyn and Shine. Yeah, I can see that. Thank you for the super chat, Boo. We love you. So Sandra says, thank you, Edith, for that. I appreciate you. Sandra says, Marlo is not a puppet. Drew needs to give it up. Hashtag sick of her. Okay. That's what Sandra says. Black Gal says Marlo only asked one time, and to be honest, only Shamia is Porsha's true friend. Well, actually, Marlo asked at the table, okay, at the dinner before they left. She was real interested then. And then again, she was really kind of into it and seemed kind of pressed about it, you know, when the ladies were talking about it at the pumpkin patch, which is why Shamia was like, well, the only people who, maybe the person who did it are the people who are so pressed about it. And I was kind of like, yes, I was here for that moment from Shamia, because I kind of felt like, Allie says, come on, y'all. Marlo becomes close to whoever the bully is of that season. What storyline would she have? She's never going to get that peach, boo. Ooh. Well, thank you for that super chat, though. I kind of felt like, you know, Marlo does kind of gravitate to the powerhouse figures on this show, whether it be Nene or Kenya. And it seems to be the case almost that, you know, once Nene left, I mean, it seemed like there was only really one way for her to go with Kenya. I mean, again, I'm glad they made up because I felt like, it needed to happen, right? Because how long can we see them continue to bicker and beef? But I also think that there could have been an opportunity there for her to be the person to try to bridge the gap between Kenya and Porsha. But what it seemed like happened was, she got back cool with Kenya and then just hopped on the who did what with Bolo train. And so at that point, the ladies are discussing that in this clip on the Bravo after show. And, Drew says, I like this, Helene. Thank you for the super chat, boo. Says Marlo is being Marlo. Okay. Miss Split says Marlo blows with the win. However, I do like her. I agree with you on that. I agree that Marlo kind of blows with the win, but I also agree I love Marlo. Y'all know I've been advocating for her all season to get a peach. I have been. I think she's very interesting. I think that she has a great storyline inherent in her whole lifestyle, as well as her, adopting her nephews. And I just feel like that's awesome, and it should be shown more. But back to this, in the after show, you have Shamia and Porsha, and Portia's really kind of just sitting there quietly, which was interesting. And Shamia was doing most of the talking because she was like, I was just kind of like wondering, Marlo, what you doing? What you doing right now? Like, and so then that's when we hear Drew say Marlo was doing Kenya's dirty work. Okay. And so I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. Afrasia says Marlo is neutral until she's not. And yeah, we see that Porsha is definitely going to be hurt by Marlo's behavior because we're going to see that happen. We're going to see some more of that breakdown happen in the upcoming episode I don't know if it's a sleepover or what's happening, but Marlo is basically going to be telling the girls that, Porsha is not going to dictate who she can and can't be friends with. Okay. So Brown Sugar says, is Porsha quitting Real Housewives of Atlanta? It's removed from her bio. So you know what we can do? Let's go ahead and head on over to, I had heard something about this, earlier. So let me pull it up real quick for you guys. This is why I like going live, because we can do stuff real time, Okay, here we are. We're back. Katie Clapp says House of Aaron mentioned the same. Shout out to my boy House of Aaron. That's a good guy right there. Make sure y'all follow the homie. Okay. Okay, so when we look at the bio, of course, we don't see Real Housewives of Atlanta here, which is interesting. A lot of times this happens after the reunions, when we see the ladies start to either begin to negotiate their contracts or negotiate their options, I should say. I don't know. It's interesting. What do you guys think? I feel like do you guys think it would be a good move for Porsha to leave Real Housewives of Atlanta at this point? More Natural says she removed it yesterday from her bio. Sean Harris says, I think Porsha is over it. I somewhat feel the same in the way she kind of is handling things with, you know, Kenya, I feel like you know what it is. This is what I'll say. You know how when Tammy Roman had gotten to the point where we could sort of see that she was almost removing herself mentally and physically from the drama and the chaos of the show. I wonder if she's getting that feeling or if she's getting the itch and the bug to do other things. You know, she's got the Dish Nation, right? She's got Bravo Chat Room, which I don't see listed up here. I don't know. It should be interesting to see how that plays out, you know, what she decides to do next. Shining Star says Porsha ain't going nowhere. That's just a threat move to negotiate a lot more. It could be. It could be. That's definitely true. You know, for me, I just feel like it would be an interesting move. I will tell you like this. I always feel like you do want to leave. Yeah, she did. Ajantis Bet says she announced she has some new projects coming. Well, if you've been following her on social media, like I know a lot of us do, then we know she's been in New York. We know she was in LA during All-Star Weekend because she did say that on her Instagram. So Mama's been working. Mama's been booked and busy. And so it'll be interesting to see exactly what these new projects are. And if she's got the right management and agency, then it's kind of like the world is open for you. If you got the right team behind you, you can kind of move easily and freely, especially if you still maintain relationships with the rest, with the network, and don't leave on bad terms, right? Marcella Booth Davis, if Porsha leaves, she has a bigger door to enter. Hey, Marcella, thank you for the super chat. We love you over here. You know, and Porsha has the personality as well. Ben Yeager, thank you so much for the super chat. Says she needs to twirl out of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She has the personality. She has the likability. She has a marketability factor that I believe she has, and she has an amazing story. And you guys also know that she has a book coming out as well. So I don't know. This will be interesting to see how this plays out if she decides to move forward. You guys may recall when Nene Leakes initially left. I think it was around season 8 she left, and she was doing the new normal or Glee. I can't remember what all she was doing, but she was doing a whole bunch of things. And she left, and she was able to come back and kind of weave herself in and out. So Porsha could end up doing something similar. I could definitely see that happening. Helene, thank you. Says thank you for sharing your time. Appreciate each and every one of your comments. Thank you, Helene. We love you for that as well. But I could see her coming back as well. Ray D says Porsha coming back. Her time isn't over. She probably just upset right now. She does seem above the reality drama, though. She does. That's the impression that I'm getting. It feels like she's just kind of, you know, over it. And I get it. There's only a certain amount of time that you can probably sit on a platform and feel like you're constantly arguing with the same people over the same things. Thank you for the super chat. Miss Susu says, Porsha is over the nonsense because this is the second big issue that involves her with a scandal of this. First was about Kandi, now it's about Bolo. Over it. Yeah. Zen Porsha is over it. You know, so it'll be interesting, again, like I said, to see how this whole situation plays out. We didn't even intend to talk about this, but you know, I can't remember who dropped the tea in the teapot over here today, but thank you for doing so. Now we had to go investigate it. And again, I wasn't going to talk about it because I had been hearing rumors as well. And I was like, I don't know what to say about it because I didn't know, I hadn't seen any like solid evidence. But it's always telling when someone removes it from their bio, and she's kind of removed it from her bio mid-season. We still got episodes upon episodes left to go. So, you know, it'll be kind of interesting to see where she goes from here. Would you guys be interested in seeing like a Porsha spinoff? Just give me a yes or a no in the comments. Would we want to see a Porsha Williams spinoff? I see people kind of split. I don't know, honestly, Mercedes. I don't know. I do think she has the personality for it. So I see a lot of you guys will be here for it. I wouldn't mind it. So we'll see. We'll continue to keep our eyes on this, and if you guys mention anything or if you guys see anything that has anything to do with this story, definitely, again, hit me up on in the email or, shoot me a message on Instagram and let me know, if you guys hear of anything else, and we'll hop back on and discuss it. We'll have to see what happens and see how things play out. Now, that's really the news that we got for today for you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on to chat with me. I really appreciate the time. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the comments. We get down and we have a good old time over here. And so we're going to continue to do just that. Real quick before we go. Oh, I see some of your I'm still looking at your comments. All right, real quick before we go, make sure you guys are following me on Facebook at DJ Richie Skye, on Instagram at DJ Richie Skye. Text me, guys. Shoot me a text message to join the community. It's 202-918-3386. Y'all know it's all love over here. Also, make sure you guys again, leave your comments down below if you guys happen to miss this live. We still want to see your comments in the good comment chat down below. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video.